Hey, welcome back. It is day 16 to the 21-day 5 Tibetan Rite Challenge. I'm Ryan Howes, Live, Love, Leap Guide to Living a Healthy, Happy, and Prosperous Life. My life wasn't always a healthy one. I made my career as a professional rock and ice climbing guide, working for a bunch of companies in New England, taking people rock and ice climbing year round. And for this 10-year track, it was a huge, just like daily effort, driving all over the place to meet clients, take them climbing, and it was day in and day out, just grind, 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 grind. And just like a lot of people who do that with their career, I had some pretty unhealthy lifestyle habits that went along with it, and mostly it was food related. Um, Even though I ate pretty healthily growing up, like when I went to college and then when I started my career, it just was like, ugh, like not the best food. Lots of sugary products, lots of processed food in general. And that mixed with a few other things, just I experienced so much toxic load in the environment of stress. And I had no idea really what was going on with me, but by the time I hit 30 years old, I just completely flatlined. I was so sick, and I ended up being pretty much sick where I couldn't work for 8 full months. And after some trips to the hospital and trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, I had to kind of take matters into my own hands and realize that I just needed to change some things in my life, like nutrition. Um, I had been going so hard, that's why I needed to change things with movement, and I also needed to, work on mindset. And after having a lot of success in those areas and started getting healthy again, I had started my own climbing business, which was a major goal for me, and I was really enjoying that, but wasn't ultimately feeling fulfilled on that path. And then I decided, after about a year of kind of him and hawing back and forth, that becoming a health coach was something that I was really motivated by, partly because of my health transformation that I had. And so I became a certified integrative nutrition health coach. And so I had this sort of like dual life of guiding professionally part time and starting a private health coaching practice. And I realized that mindfulness, exercise, nutrition was really a good platform to begin a health coaching practice because that's what I had experienced having success with in getting healthy. And then after a little while, working with some clients, what I realized is that um, the the adventure that I had in my life, which what I call leap, being able to take risks in challenging environments and not know an outcome, was a hugely transformative part of my life. And I also noticed that that was having a big effect in other people's lives. So I brought a little bit more adventure into people's programs. But really, ultimately, what was helping people have success was self love. And I realized that because what people weren't having success with in their program, what was keeping them back was this whole idea that they weren't loving themselves, which is something that I have truly experienced in my life. Because when I grew up, I was raised in a very abusive household. And it's amazing how something like that can keep you from being really good to yourself. We put so many things down to these deep boxes and close them up and don't address them. Mostly emotions, feelings, and we learn to just go through our lives not actually having expressed those things. And for a lot of people, it can manifest into not a good self-image of themselves. It can manifest into limited beliefs and not feeling worthy. It can really hold us back. And for me, I just ended up eating like really terrible junk food all the time. I didn't have very good relationships. They were really unhealthy. And all of this became, eventually kind of toxic for me. And my body just said no. The process was really amazing and really quite beautiful once I began to realize what was going on and how to help myself. And that transformation is why I am a live, love, leap guide to helping people be healthy, happy, and to really just have a really prosperous life as a result of those two things. So that's my story. There's more, but that's the bulk of it. And let's get on to day 16 of the 21-day 5 Tibetan Rite Challenge. All right, Tibetan Rite number 1. This is 16 rotations. Hope you're ready for this. Keep your eye on the point in front of you. Continue to breathe in and out. Begin. Hey, congratulations. 16 repetitions today. It's amazing that you're still here, that you're doing it, that you are able to do it. It's amazing what happens with the practice. Um, when I had that health transformation and I started the business and to help other people with their health, I kept doing all the things that help me get healthy. I live it every single day, and now I'm 35 years old, and after 5 years of doing it, um, here are some of the accomplishments that I've been able to do with myself. Um, I have regularly felt stronger, um, higher energy, uh, less sort of brain fog, just mentally sharper and clearer. Um, and literally, like every day that happens. It's amazing. I haven't been sick in over 3 years. I actually don't. I don't even remember when I got sick last. I couldn't tell you. And I have done a bunch of running and just like for fun and just cause. And without training at all, I ran a 50-mile ultra marathon. And then this past year, I ran a 100-mile ultra marathon. And let's see, I was on American Ninja Warrior this past year. I didn't have the best showing, but I mean, I was partly because I was just training for running and my upper body got weaker. But that was pretty fun and amazing. Um, and I continue to progress in my own climbing. So as I'm aging, basically what I'm trying to tell you is as I am aging, I am getting healthier, which is not exactly what people's belief is in general. As we age, we tend to, you know, lose our eyesight or have stiff joints and more aches and pains, and our stomachs start to bulge out. And what I'm trying to tell you is that is not um, something that has to happen. You have control over how you look and feel. And if you are eating healthy food, if you have a regular movement practice, if you're keeping your mind straight and dealing with stress, then you're going to have a pretty amazing life. And really, what happens is, especially when you eat healthy food, whole foods, and what that food sort of turns into your blood, and your blood, which flows throughout your whole body, is going to strengthen your immune system. It turns, it not turns, it creates everything from your fingernails to your hair, all the way down to your cells. On a cellular level, your body will be healthier if you were to do those things. And what I found is that Tibetan Rites was sort of one of the areas that I wanted to be working on regularly, and found that it heavily benefited me every single day, among other things. So, healthy food, having good movement practice, meditation, those are some of the key areas to living a healthy life. And, being able to get up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror too and say, I love you and accept you for who you are, was a huge part of self love, among other things. And I've always been able to take the leap. So I encourage you to continue taking the leap, keep practicing, keep trying some of these new things I mentioned. And I'll see you here tomorrow for day 17 of the 5 Tibetan Rite Challenge.